Is eye appeal a factor in coin grading? And how much of a factor is eye appeal? Well, in this video, we're going to look at only PCGS coins, and we're going to look at what PCGS has to say about eye appeal. And then we're going to look at the actual results, and we're going to compare and contrast to see if what they said actually translates into the results we see in PCGS holders. We're going to look at Morgan dollars, and we're going to look at the grade Mint State 68. So stay tuned. My name is Daniel, and you're watching Coin Help You, and this is my Coin Help You help community. If you have a question at all or about coins, come over here and post that Coin Help You community. Also, I have a coin shop, and this is our website. If you want to buy coins from us and support the channel, come over here to portsmouthcoinshop.com. And also, please join the channel. We have special videos for members only. Plus, if you are the almost uncirculated member, then you get free shipping from when you purchase from our website. So let's get to looking at some coins and what PCGS has to say about eye appeal. So here's all the Morgans. We're going to look at heritage auctions. And like I said, some of these will have CAC stickers on them. They'll all be Mint State 68, but they're all going to be PCGS graded. So first off, we're looking at circulated coins. So we're only going to look at the circulated coins and what they have to say about how they grade them. Obviously, the amount of wear, that's the most important factor. Wear patterns are very important. Marks and abrasions, and obviously we know that depends on the grade as well as where the marks are, how large they are, how many there are, and where they're located on the coin, if it's on a focal point or not. Luster. Now, when it comes to luster, they're not talking about how bright a coin is. This is another thing that people kind of mix up. AU coins have to have some mint luster. So you would grade the coin based on how much luster it has, whether it's AU 50 or whether it's AU 58, AU 55. Also, some extra fine coins can have luster. Extra fine 45, you get all the way up to extra fine 49, which I don't use anything above 45, but all those in between are almost AU 50. We're really close there. So you would base your grade off of the amount of luster and then the wear pattern. Now, the technical grade of the coin is the grade of the coin based on the factors above without taking eye appeal into consideration. Okay, so you can already grade a coin without taking eye appeal into consideration. Eye appeal is not required to grade a coin. It is used in some situations here, and it's what it says. Eye appeal either adds or subtracts from the technical grade. Now, I have rarely, and I can prove this, rarely see the technical grade of a coin be reduced because of the eye appeal. And I'm going to show you that. There's just so many ugly coins in PCGS holders that have high grades that I just find it hard to believe that actually reduce a coin because it looks ugly. It's hard for me to believe that. And maybe they do, and you just don't see them. Maybe they're just not the ones up at auction here. Maybe some of these coins toned on me, then I'm going to show you why they're in the holder. But we can solve that one too, because if it's a newer holder, that goes out the window because they wouldn't have toned that quick, So anyways, or as a neutral factor. And this is the other thing is, so it is part of the technical grade. It can be. It can subtract or add. It says it. Now, I know that. I see that. I see what PCGS says. It's even in their video. It says, or it is a neutral as a factor in determining the final grade. I would venture to say that 97% of the time it's a neutral factor. It's just something that they're not going to knock a coin up or down if it's ugly or not, or if it's beautiful, because you can put a plus grade on it if you want to. That shows that the coin's better for the grade. Send it to CAC, put a star on it if you're NGC, which we're not talking about NGC, but just as an example. Maybe they need to have another marker for eye appeal, because really the way they grade, and we'll see some images and I'll show you. So basically their PCGS uses 7 levels of eye appeal, amazing to ugly. You see it right here. The luster for Mint State coins and the depth of reflectivity of proofs. PCGS uses 6 levels of appeal. So they've got amazing toning, positive toning, above average, neutral, below average, negative, and ugly. Now, the goal is, can we find coins that are gem quality with this kind of toning? I've seen it. Now, have I seen 68 coins? No. But we're going to see. We're going to talk about that. We're going to see. This kind of toning down here, they consider ugly. I've seen coins graded gem that have this kind of toning on it. Now, did it obtain the toning after it was holdered? Like I said, that's determined by when it was submitted, and you can tell that by the holder, whether it's newer or not. So let's just take a look at some coins. So we come over to Heritage, and we see coins in various eye appeal conditions. Like this coin looks nice. It's a 68 PCGS and a CAC sticker, but to me it doesn't look as nice as this coin, eye appeal wise. But we're looking at images. That's another thing. All these images were probably took by a different lighting or a different camera or even a different person. I don't know. I mean, it all depends. And these show 2024. And also, when you're looking at this, and I was talking about the holder, when was the last time this coin was graded? Which it's a modern holder. That is a fairly recent holder. So it wasn't submitted with, and it toned up after it was submitted. I'm not saying coins can't, but here is another image of the coin. And like I said, lighting matters a whole lot when we're looking at these coins. So we'll look at this one too. And these coins are fairly equal in eye appeal. Some people might disagree and say, no, the other one looks better than this one. And that's fine. It's all an opinion here. Now, scroll down through, and you know a coin like this is just, it's a beautiful coin. It's worthy of the 68 grade, CAC, and a PCGS holder. Great looking coin. Coin like this is not as eye appealing as the coin right here. But yet it, of course, being a VAM is a little different, I guess, might have added the value to it, but it sells for more. But look at the toning. We'll take a look at this coin. We'll look at the different images they provide. And it is in a little bit of an older holder, so this one could have toned since it was graded. It's possible. But to me, it's not as pretty as the other coin, as we're looking at, this one here or any of the other two up here. So take into account, and here's another one, take into account that, these coins were, graded recently, and this is a recent graded coin, but it doesn't have the eye appeal that I want to see. Now we can, click on it, look at it closer. I'm not saying it's ugly. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve 68, but if it's looks worse than the other coins and eye appeal is a factor, like everybody thinks it is, or at least some people have argued, then you wouldn't give this coin the same grade as the ones that look better than this coin. So to me, and I've always maintained this, people misunderstand the factor of eye appeal. Okay, it is such a small factor, and most of the time it's a neutral factor. PCGS even says that it's not going to affect the grades of the coin very often, if at all. Now, this one here, we're going to look at how old that holder is. And it's a newer holder. This is the holder that PCGS uses. There's no way this coin toned up that much that quick. But yet it got a MS68, like the rest of them we saw that were very, very attractive. The strike is not even that great on this coin. It's splotchy. How did this get 68? If by what PCGS says and what some people claim, this coin should have not received 68. Look at the marks right here. It should not have received it. Not when you've got coins like this, and even though that one's got some toning on it I don't like for a 68. According to PCGS, if you're going to go by their standards, you're going to go by their rules, what everybody's trying to say, eye appeal is just not that much of a factor. I know I'm being redundant on it, but we have to be redundant because we have to look at example after example. There's really not a lot of science in grading, but we can use scientific method to study the grading. And that's kind of what we're doing here, even though my opinion on ugly versus some other people's is going to be subjective and it's different. I'm really hard pressed to think that someone would think this coin here was not unattractive. I don't think that I'm in the minority here. So that's one of the things that you got to think about. All of us have an idea of beauty, and even though it varies, I don't think most people would think this coin was, beautiful. and deserves 68. I just don't think most people would. Then we got this coin here, which I think it's pretty. I like it. It's very attractive. I mean, as far as the toning is concerned. But does it deserve 68 like the rest of them that are much more attractive? You know, what about this one? I mean, we can take a look at it closer. I mean, I'd like this coin. I'm not knocking any of these coins, except I am knocking the eye appeal thing versus the grading and the grade that's on the coin. I mean, should it get 66? I don't know, man. This is very distracting, and so is this. What's the reverse look like here? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of busy. It's a later die stage on the reverse. It's not as nice as some of these other ones. Even this one. And we can look at the reverse on this. I mean, this one's and like I said, lighting can affect this. That might be some of the problem here is a little bit of the lighting. Who knows? But not all of them. There's no way in the world this is lighting. That coin is not as nice as the rest of them. That may look a little reflective. What about this one here? I mean, toning's not the only thing that makes a coin ugly, but some of these marks, like ones on right in that area, it does. It has an eye appeal effect on it. And here's another one. Let's see how old this one is. This could be lighting here, but it's still got some weird looking splotchy toning. This is an older holder. This could have toned since the coin was graded. But let's take a look a little bit closer because it looks like there's some distracting marks on the cheek. It's hard to tell. Some of this stuff here, roller marks and things like that, it's just hard to believe this received 68 and then CAC doubled down on the grade. I'm pretty sure it's CAC, yeah. Doubled down on the grade. I don't agree with it. Am I being too conservative? You know, I'm not even really trying to be conservative or liberal here. I'm talking about eye appeal. You know, this coin has less eye appeal than the other coins, but it isn't an older holder. But still, yet I can see stuff on the cheek and the face and the focal area, the roller marks that I don't agree. So it's an older grading, different grading standard. Then here's this coin. This is one of the most beautiful Morgan dollars I have ever seen in my life. Even though I labeled it as damaged in one of my videos, because that's what toning is, it's still not going to change as long as this coin's kept the way it is, stored properly. This Morgan dollar will stay this way. It is beautiful. Okay, and it is just worthy. Except, mark right here. So this coin, based off of its beauty, probably got a bump to 68, even though it had this instead of 67. That might have happened on this coin. Okay, and here's the reverse. Take a look at that. You know, it's a nice coin. It's a little subdued on the back compared to other ones. But to me, though, the most eye-appealing coin is the bright white coins. Even though that one there is probably one of the most beautiful Morgans I've ever seen. Here's another example. And we can do this. We can go through example after example, and we can look at all the Morgan dollars that we want to look at. And this is in a newer holder. And look at that. I just don't, it's 68. Obviously, people are going to bid high or low. If you got this kind of money, you're going to bid on a coin. I'm just looking at this, and I just don't understand. That's why I argue with people about eye appeal. It is not that big of a factor. You can say that tone coin that I showed you, the one that I said was extremely beautiful, got a bump because it was beautiful from 66 to or 67 to 68, and you might be correct, but it's very rare that happens. People need to stop with the eye appeals and the strike, because I mean, a lot of these you can see the strikes are not that great. I know they're going to say this is an ADS. ADS should have great strikes. They shouldn't have any roller marks on them and everything else on these coins, and they're just not as pretty. Now I know we're looking at images here. Now see, it looks great in that, but when you get to see more details with the lighting on it, you can see maybe some of these marks and things that I'm seeing on the coin are not really on. I mean, you got this mark right here. What's this? A little delamination. When a coin's got some distracting things like that and it still gets a 68, and I see coins like this getting the same grade, or even a coin like this, which is, beautiful. Maybe the reverse I might see the reverse of this one here. Looks like it's got some diphile lines. Maybe that kind of distracted from it. But they shouldn't have the same grade if you're going to go with eye appeal. But What I'm getting at is that tone coins can be super gem 68s. All of these are not 80Ss or 81Ss either. They're different mints. San Francisco, you've got some Philadelphia. This one's a Philadelphia. There is an O mint here. You've got a 68 plus. And see, that's what I think. Give them a 68 plus, maybe even go with a minus if you've got to put 68 on a coin like this. I mean, it's not ugly. So in a coin like this, it's not too ugly, it's splotchy. But if I was wanting a 68, it'd be this one. Something like this. I'm going to go for the bright white. Maybe even the colorful toned. I don't know. It depends on what you want your whole collection to look like. But as you can see, we can scroll down through these and look throughout the years, different grading eras, and see the track record. Because no matter what somebody says, no matter what a company says, the results is what matters. What they have put in their holders is what matters. As long as you know that it hasn't toned since they put it in the holder or something's happened to it since it's been in that holder. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, at least looking at some beautiful Morgan dollars, because I know I did. I wanted to look more. I started to scroll down there. I love Morgan dollars. And like I said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching my video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.